I feel like there's something not as iconic as the first two, and it doesn't boil down to Six not having a yellow jacket or Six not being in the game for that matter. I think the thing is, there is a missing sense of mystery. It felt like we've been through this nightmare before. The thing about fear, it takes a bit of novelty to be effective. So when you enter a room in Little Nightmares and you realize you see a horrific individual and that horrific individual looks familiar to you, you're not going to be as scared because you're kind of knowing what to expect. It's a drop of oil in a nice clean glass of water that doesn't quite go away because you start to realize that a lot of the things in this game were heavily inspired by the previous games, therefore smothering the horror. The visual direction in Little Nightmares 3 is actually very good. It's very atmospheric. You still feel like a helpless child or helpless children that are trying to survive some of the most gut-wrenching, scary-ass environments that you could ever dream of, especially in part 2 and 1. I will say one thing that I really appreciated about Little Nightmares 3 was how dynamic they got with their chase cam. There are certain segments in Little Nightmares 3 where you're running from a thing and the camera work is fantastic. You feel a sense of, oh my gosh, this is it for us. This is over, this is the end. Admittedly, sometimes there are some bugs when it comes to running from things or running through things. We encountered maybe around 4 or 5 bugs. For a short game like this, it stands out very bright because you're not spending that much time in this world and every little second is memorable. So when you start to glitch, it can be very jarring and memorable. And for those who play the game, there's a cool time shifting visual that I really like. I think it's pretty cool. I wish there was more of that in this game. In fact, I wish the game would have leaned heavier into the time mechanics because they did it so well.